Hello, welcome to my channel, Camille's Creations, or welcome back. Today I'm going to show you how to make this super fun ocean waves washcloth or dishcloth. Here I use 3 different colors to make the waves. I also did it in a more solid color pattern. I mean, it's got some speckling in it, but a solid color. I didn't like that you couldn't exactly see the waves, so I went ahead and made it this 3 color, but there you can see what it looks like if you choose a solid color. Let's get started. The yarn I'll be using is 2 different brands. The Lion brand 24/7 cotton. It is a medium 4-weight, 100% mercerized cotton, and this colorway is Jade. And the next colorway I'll be using is Aqua in that same brand. And then I'll also be using Yarnspirations Caron All Day Cotton, also 100% mercerized cotton, a 4-weight in white shirt. Feel free to use any other 4-weight cotton you see fit in whatever colors you would like. I'll also be using a 5.5mm hook, a pair of scissors, a couple of stitch markers, and a darning needle, the usual supplies you need to crochet. To start, make a slip knot, wrap the yarn around your fingers, put your thumb where the X is and pull that loop off of your fingers, and this yarn below the loop, reach in and pull that through, and then put your hook through the loop. You should know how to make a slip knot, a chain, and a half double crochet. If you don't know how to do those things, there's links in the description box below that will give you a more slowed down version on how to make those. I will be reviewing how to do each stitch once during this tutorial. So now we're going to make a chain. To make a chain, yarn over and pull through the loop. So this pattern is done in a stitch multiple of 12 plus 1. I will be making 36 chains plus 1, so I'll be making 37 chains. There's 37. So if you want to make this washcloth or dishcloth smaller or larger, because there is a stitch multiple of 12 plus 1, the best way to do that is to change the size of your hook. Up if you want to make it larger, and down if you want to make it smaller. Now in this second chain from the hook, the loop on the hook doesn't count, of course. There's the first chain, there's the second chain. We're going to do a half double crochet increase. To do a half double crochet, yarn over, insert your hook, pull up a loop. You'll have 3 loops on your hook, yarn over, and pull through those 3 loops. And an increase is 2 half double crochets into the same stitch. So you will yarn over, insert your hook, pull up a loop, and then pull through the 3, and there's your increase. This is the first stitch in the second stitch, and we will be putting a stitch marker into that first stitch. Now I like to go ahead and use the back bump because I like the way the dishcloth, washcloth looks with that edge a little bit more finished. And to do that, it's again the second chain from the hook. Turn that over and you see this middle part between the V's. That's where you will do your half double crochet increase. So 2 half double crochets into that first back bump. Either way works. And I'll go ahead and put that stitch marker in there. And then here will be our repeat pattern. You will do a half double crochet into the next 3 stitches, so 3 half double crochets in a row. And then we will do a half double crochet decrease. We will be doing 2 half double crochet decreases. So over the next 4 stitches, we will place 2 half double crochet decreases. And how you do that is yarn over, insert your hook, pull up a loop. You have 3 loops on your hook. Don't finish the stitch. Yarn over, insert your hook into the next stitch, pull up a loop. You will have 5 loops on your hook, and yarn over and pull through all 5 loops. That is 1 half double crochet decrease. So we need to do 1 more. And now do 3 more half double crochets over the next 3 stitches. So there's 1, 2, 3. So now it's time to do 2 half double crochet increases. And again, a half double crochet increase is 2 half double crochets into the same stitch. So there's 1, and back into that stitch we'll do 1 more, and we do that again on the next one. And this is what your work should look like so far. And I'm going to go over the pattern again and let you watch me stitch through that repeat one more time. But it is 3 half double crochets, a half double crochet decrease, a half double crochet decrease, 3 half double crochets, and then a half double crochet increase, and another half double crochet increase. So next will be 3 half double crochets in a row. Two half double crochet decreases. There's 1. There's 2. And then 3 half double crochets in a row. And then we will be doing 2 half double crochet increases. Each peak is the increase and each valley is the decreases. So we will continue down the chain with that pattern. 3 half double crochets. Two half double crochet decreases. And then 3 half double crochets in a row. And then just like the beginning, each row will also end with 1 half double crochet increase. And this is what your work looks like so far. It looks a little wonky, but as we add more rows, it will straighten out the wonkiness. Of course, it's still going to have the curve to it. You should have 36 stitches when you get to the end of row 1. To start row 2, go ahead and chain 1 and turn. And we will do a half double crochet increase into that first stitch. Remember, each row begins and ends with a half double crochet increase. Go ahead and take your other stitch marker and mark that first stitch. And then we will half double crochet 3 times. Half double crochet decrease twice. Three half double crochets. Two half double crochet increases. And then continue on repeating that pattern until the end of the row. Remember, at the end of row 2, you will have an increase in the very last stitch, and I'll meet you there when we get to the end and show you how to do a color change. Okay, we're at the end of row 2. Go ahead and take your stitch marker out And we will do a half double crochet increase in that last stitch. There's one. Start your next half double crochet, but don't finish it. Drop that yarn, and I like to hold it with my finger behind my work. And grab your second color. Also hold it under your finger. So I'm holding both those yarns under that finger. And yarn over. Here I switch and pull through the 3 loops. Now chain 1 and turn your work. I'm going to pull down a little bit on both of those yarns and bring that to the back of my work. You want to yarn over and insert your hook. Make sure though the working end and the tail end of the second color is over that hook, and then yarn over and pull through, and then yarn over and pull through those 3 loops. Place a stitch marker in that first stitch and go ahead and finish your increase. Remember, there is an increase at the beginning and end of every row. Now I will continue to stitch over these 2 yarns, keeping them in the back. Do 3 half double crochets in a row. Now go ahead and cut that first yarn color even with the tail of the second. And now it's time for the 2 decreases. I'm going to continue stitching over those tails. So here's my first decrease. And now the tails have been stitched over and you don't need to worry about them anymore. And here is the second decrease. Now we'll do 3 half double crochets. Two half double crochet increases. Remember that increase is 2 half double crochets in the same stitch, and we do that twice. And then you repeat the pattern. 3 half double crochets, 2 half double crochet decreases, 3 half double crochets, and 2 half double crochet increases until you get to the end. And then of course at the end it's 3 half double crochets and then a half double crochet increase. Continue this pattern for row 3 and row 4 in your second color. Now that we're at the end of row 4, you want to start that increase with your first half double crochet. For the second stitch of that increase, go ahead and yarn over and pull up a loop, but don't finish the stitch. And this is where we will add the third color, in this case aqua, to finish the stitch. I like to go ahead and give that a pull to make sure everything's nice and snug, and chain one and turn. So now we are beginning row 5. So it is a half double crochet increase into that first stitch. Make sure you put the tail of the third color as well as the working yarn from the second color over your hook so you can stitch over it, and then yarn over and pull through the loop. There's your first stitch of the increase. And finish that increase, but see how that is loose? I'm going to pull on that a little bit, and let's finish that increase. And we will stitch over this yarn as we go until we get to the end of that tail end of the third color. So again, the pattern is increase, 3 half double crochets, two half double crochet decreases, now you can go ahead and cut that yarn that you've been stitching over. And continue along with the pattern. 3 half double crochets, 2 half double crochet increases, and finish this row and then do another row with that same color. So this is what your work should look like so far. We have color 1 with 2 rows, color 2 has 2 more rows, and color 3 has 2 rows. We want to repeat this 2 more times, so you will have a total of 18 rows. Once again, a review of the pattern is a half double crochet increase at the beginning and end of each row, 3 half double crochets in between each increase and decrease. Each decrease is 2 half double crochet decreases. It makes the valley. Each increase is 2 half double crochet increases, which makes the peak. I'll meet you at the end and we will weave in our ends and see the finished cloth. Okay, now that we're at the end of row 18, we've done the half double crochet increase in the last stitch. Go ahead and chain 1 and cut your work, and then kind of cinch that down a little bit. And we want to go ahead and weave in the ends on both sides. I'm going to go ahead and show that. If you don't need to, you can skip forward. So we're just going to weave that in. I usually do it under this bottom part here. And it's okay if you split the stitches a little bit. It helps to keep that yarn secure. And I'm going to purposely cinch it too tight. If you cinch it too tight, all you need to do is just pull that back apart and it will make it look fine. And I like to go in a couple of times back and forth. And just cut that end off. Now, on the back of the washcloth, you also need to weave in the tail from the starting chain. But I want to address this on the back of the washcloth where you stitched over those tails. You may have some sticking out, but since you've stitched over them enough, you can go ahead and just clean that up. Just clip that. Careful not to clip your stitches. Just get as close as you can without clipping your stitches. And you can give it a little tug and that will disappear in there. I hope you enjoyed my tutorial. Please make sure you go ahead and subscribe if you haven't. Turn on your notifications and like and give me a comment and all the things. Don't forget to create your happy. Have a nice day.